sit back and relax and cool off. Hey, it's July. Woo-hoo. As if you didn't know. That was the trailer to the Devil Flyer Ash Can, which it's gone. It's gone. It's gone off Indiegogo. They took it down. So didn't even have to stop the campaign, No longer up on Indiegogo. I still have a few. I'll probably keep them for a little while. Big news yesterday, Jim Shooter passing away, of course. We'll talk about that more later in the broadcast. But yeah, Jim Shooter passing away. I did get to meet the man, the myth, the legend, and give him a hard time. I've talked about it. Don't know where my co-host is, but that's okay. We'll carry on. We'll soldier on. I do have a vet appointment. Went to the vet today. Got to with a little consultation with him. Look over Abby. Said her teeth look pretty good. I mean, considering, she's almost 13 years old. That one tooth did break off. He didn't think that there was a big thing with infection like last time because those back molars. I don't think he even really located exactly where it came out. I didn't take the tooth with me. He might have been able to identify it immediately from the tooth, but took it yesterday, but I didn't get to see him yesterday. So just made the appointment for today. We went down there at 11:30 and had him look her over, and a little bump on her stomach. And I mean, it's about ping pong size, not maybe not even that big. Okay. But it started out and grew to that size from about about your tip of your little finger, a small little lump there, probably to do with the mammary gland. He said, she did get neutered and, about 3.5 years ago. And, that might just be, might go into heat. I don't know how after neutered or whatever. I don't know. He mentioned something about that. Maybe I'll find out about it. Maybe I won't. But we made an appointment for July 8th, and then I'll drop her off at 7:30 and should be able to get her done and pick her up all in the same day. So that's good to hear. They will have to put her under to clean her teeth. They're going to clip her nails and see about that broken one. I don't know if they're going to have to extract part of the root out of that or what they're going to have to do, and take that lump out and then send it off to a lab to be looked at. Contacted Ted about, did we get a bonus check for Atlanta? And I had to check with the secretary. Are we working tonight? I mean, I thought we were, but in the off chance that we weren't, I asked her and she thought, oh, well, sorry, didn't send out a text. Thought I sent it out to everybody. So I go in at 7 tonight, clock in at 7. So I'll probably be going down to Wynn or some, place that I have to travel for. I went down, did some of West Side. I say some, off and on rain, never got too heavy. Maybe at one point right before I could have had maybe 20 more minutes on the clock. I said, screw it. I'm going back in, it's only going to be so effective with it wet. You can't really spray during that time. I told you my vet had some castings and replica of a saber-tooth tiger because he's got like partially cats, partially dog in the waiting, right? So I'll show you just this and then I'll blow it up. Um, there is a replica skeleton, and you can see that under the lighting there. You forget anything today, Rex? Did I not send you a link? I really maybe shoot. Okay. I could do that real quick. I looked, was going to start the show with Doc Blaylock's trailer that he did for me. I looked on his website his channel, and I can't find it. So, if he comes in today, we'll ask him about that. I had a stream earlier, and people were freaking out. Are you going early? What was the deal? And it's like you would think I did no streams except the 4 o'clock shadow. Carrie sent me a picture. What did she sent me? Oh, okay. Inspired, I painted this character maybe first draft maybe. Oh yeah, interesting. So we'll look at Carrie's. Yes, the last link was sent to you yesterday. Well, I sent it to you on Instagram. And I've been sending links to Lack. We haven't seen him in a while. Cool looking character though, Carrie. I'll show that here in a minute. Timothy Osen says, "Don't use the X thing on YouTube. That just means YouTube is creeping in closer." What's the EXP? I don't know. So many people have gotten strikes by this thing. Hey, Omer. But yeah, we didn't report on it yesterday. Jim Shooter passing away. We'll talk about that when I get my co-host in here. But if he shows. But yeah, here's a closer look. Sorry about the glare. I'm sure but yeah, he's got like a replica up there above of a saber-tooth tiger skeleton. How cool is that? And then if you go down here and you look at the top part of his bookcase, he's got a couple of smaller skulls, I'm sure cast, and then that big white one there. Look at that, man. Saber-tooth tiger. Just show you how big those teeth were. Could really, bite into you. And then over here, he's got like a picture of a dog and a bronze or something like that. Maybe a resin of a saber-tooth. And then there's all the files there of the patients that he sees. Very cool office, though. Elsie sent me some pictures. I had to go to text for that. I thought YouTube was doing that. I've seen it on a few chats. The crowns you've seen in the chat. Yeah, Shadowhawk needs to come in here and just explain to me what Timothy Olsen say. These are a couple of old pictures that immediately I didn't get to download. In fact, it's trying to load another one, and they eventually popped up. A lot of things that Elsie sends me, I do not get to show you. Here is Rex with a painting that I can't remember. I was working on this painting. I don't know what I was doing here. Maybe I was doing a little, of this with the gravity of the paint and stuff. But yeah, Rex with some very baggy pants. This was probably back in the 90s, let's see, when was I in my apartment? I think apartment, 90s. Yeah. Late 90s, mid late 90s. Look at that Rex with hair, with darkened hair, holding a painting. Sorry, it's not Janet from another planet. I did notice you the moment. I was thinking about you, Janet, today. Now I got my camera out of focus. And here's a painting of his two daughters with a painting he did of me with the hat and pipe and everything. Uh, and this was in a sculpture that I actually would have won Best of Show had I made it available for Best of Show by the judge. I can say that because both of them said, "Yeah, you would have won if I would." I got an honorable mention and $75 for it. But that's me with a hat and a pipe done by Elsie, and I have his portrait in there in a hat, no pipe. You know, kind of very Van Goghish, bohemian niche. Carrie, hey Carrie, there's another burgeoning artist. Be there in a few minutes. Sorry, nature calls. Absolutely, I've had that happen too. In fact, it happened to me the other day when I think my internet was knocked off. When when that interview with Nick, that's what it took me so back. I had to make a bathroom break, you know. So good thing I kicked the power off during the interview. You know, let's Shadowhawk stretch those spindly little legs, and now I've got my camera out of focus. Wonderful. You know, it's blurry. Thought you. I guess I've read all that. Did you like my character ideal, Rex? Yes, we're going to take a look at that right now, Carrie. There we go. So here's Carrie's character. First draft painting there, design. Bog undercover. Or maybe just, you know, that's a bandana. I don't know. Very interesting. Very interesting. Like I said. Yeah, and I think I see a little face there. Did you put your face up to it? There on the left? Looks like you're smiling, you know? You must have cropped that down or something. Anyways, man, my camera's come on, man. Uh One thing I wanted to mention is if you back Devil Flyer, of course, you get a head sketch, original artwork, kind of like this. There's one done of Geo. Haven't seen in a while. I think that brought my camera back. Right. Here's another one of Geo, done differently. You know, because he's kind of like a living rock. He can, you know, and I'm also exploring the possibilities, much like I did. There's my appointment for the vet. Long trench coat, cowboy hat. Yeah. G.I. Joe. Good one, Timothy. I give you that one. Yeah, blurry. Is it still blurry? Hope not. Blue is a bandana. Okay. Well, I'm inspiring people every day. I hope, Carrie. You know, around the world in 80 days. But yeah, that's great, man. Love it. Where am I at? There we go. StreamYard. There we go. Da, da, da. But yeah, I thought I would check on the campaign, you know, and drop the link. And yes, the Devil Flyer Black and White Ash Can is closed. They closed the campaign because haven't had a backer in a while. The last one was Omer, and I don't know when that was. Timothy, no link. Oh, I sent one out to Doc. I sent one out to Shadowhawk. Howbeit light. But yeah, the Devil Flyer Black and White Ash Can is gone. Is gone. Uh, but the Devil Flyer, the Devil's Weapon campaign is still up on Fund My Comic. 71 backers. So before they took it down, we actually I think we've exceeded what was on Indiegogo for sure, because they give you multiple backing numbers, and over on Fund My Comic it's more of a true number. So we've got 71 vastly different individuals. Some of you have backed multiple times, different things. like carries back to buy Abby a meal more than once, things like that. It does not count you like Indiegogo, 3 or 4 times and run that backer count up. So I'm very proud that we've, at least in theory, tied the ash can 71. So maybe we'll get 72 on the campaign. $42,004 raised, and it still says 1 year. Tomorrow, though, July 2nd, will be no, not 2 years, a year and a half. So one finger and a nub. How about that? A year and a half. So tomorrow's a year and a half since we launched on February 2nd on Red Valkyries, and we've had a relaunch a year later. I think sometime in March it was, early March. Start a Patreon. I do have a Patreon. I never share it. I haven't done anything with it. I did set up a Patreon when I set up all these others. I set up I had 0 presents, Janet, believe me. I set up Twitch, Instagram, Odyssey, Yahoo, Patreon, Discord, Tumblr. Tried to set up Parlor and didn't get it. Getter and Rumble.
Rex, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you? How are
Shit, I'm
you?
gonna have to drop out and come back in. I can't hear you. I'll be back.
You can't hear me? Can't hear me.
God damn it.
Well, we hope he doesn't. He has an OnlyFans. Oh, I forgot about that one. Elsie in the house. Hey, Elsie. We need a link, right, Timothy Olsen? Well, I mean, yeah, if you want to derail the show, I mean, I've got plans to talk about the death of Jim Shooter and a few other things with my co-host when he gets in here. I did an earlier stream. Go watch that. Come on. I was showing some pictures of Elsie of your 2 daughters. Those photos came in the other day, and that other one of me with darkened hair holding that painting over at my apartment. And I did notice in the painting you had "Man Speaks." I'm wondering if that sculpture, which was done out at the college in probably 1989, I had it, and it survived my fire, but was damaged, was all burnt. It was like metal. It was I don't know if it was tin or what, steel, I guess. Hello, 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 love.
Hello. Can you hear me
Hey,
this time?
there he is. Talk about what you're going to do Saturday. I forgot. I got to get my coffee. Say something.
I don't know what I'm doing Saturday.
Put you on the spot. I got to get my coffee before I
I
go to
haven't had a
proctology.
chance to think about Saturday yet. I'll probably be back to a review. I believe we're still in the bees. I'll
Yeah,
have
you were
to.
talking about going random with everything, right? And not going in
Yeah,
alphabetical
well,
order
I mean,
anymore.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, Rex. Right now, I got so much on my mind that I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway.
He admits it. Now, if I said that, we'd have a fight. You don't know what you're talking about. Hey, we didn't offend you yesterday, did we?
I don't know, dude. Told you, brain was baked. I was tired, man.
Yeah, Elsie was having a meltdown. Hey, don't go, pal. Hey. He was like, we're still
Yeah,
friends, aren't we?
yeah. Nah, he's all good. He messaged
Yeah.
me later. I told him everything's fine.
It only works if you put your stuff on it. Yeah, I know, Janet. I need somebody like you, suave and savvy. And is that a word? I don't know. I'm going to get my coffee. Okay, all the
Ah,
shows on your shoulders.
all
There we
right,
go.
great. Hey,
All right. All right, we got 9 people.
well,
We better have 9 people when I get back.
all right, everybody leave now, quick, while he's gone. No, I'm just teasing. um, hey guys, good to see you. Sorry, I've just been it's been brutally hot here for the last 2 weeks, and I've been exhausted by the time I get home. Just all kinds of shit going on, and I don't know. I'm gonna try to get back to doing a review this Saturday. Hopefully, I'll be able to give you guys a little better update of what exactly book it'll be tomorrow. I got some things to look through and figure out what direction we're headed in next. And if I happen to run across another burnable item, we may end up doing that too. Although I don't know. Ah, I'm so decisive lately. It's pitiful. I can tell you. Anywho, so what's going on with everybody in the chat? You guys got some good 4th of July plans? I'm gonna be doing some barbecuing and hanging out and blowing up the universe. Oh, thank you, Ellie. Yeah, let me know. Uh, oh, there's Rexy back already.
Yeah. Only had to go to the coffee pot and back. Of course, when my dog is in the way. Yeah, how you enjoying Las Vegas, Janet? She's in Vegas visiting her daughter who lives there,
Wow.
and that's got to be a fun time. Are you gambling? I would do the slot machine. That would be it. My grandmother did that. Well, I mean, she's my grandmother. I guess my mother's stepmother. She was my favorite out of all of them. She just was. Uh,
And no work,
and she
I'm
won
alright,
$11 at a slot machine. I remember that.
man.
I guess on her way back from Vegas or something.
Big win.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least she didn't lose, right?
Yeah,
Eleven
hey, I
dollars at
mean,
$11. Hey, Mike Walters in the house.
hell, Mike.
Just pooped in. Oh, I'm sorry, popped in. Are things going bad for Shadow? Eric and Boyd says.
No,
I'll let
Eric,
him tell you about it. Woe is me.
just exhausted and a lot of shit going on.
Swing low, sweet
Just,
chariot.
just been tired lately, man. That's all.
I'll let you know after the show, Eric, where to send the flowers. It's all good.
Hell, bro.
Yeah, did you like my earlier stream? Hey, we didn't even report on one of the biggest news items yesterday in comics, Shadowhawk. Jim Shooter passed away.
Yeah, I know. Dude, I wasn't sure if it was real or not yesterday. People were saying, it was bullshit, and some people were saying it was real, and then
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of stuff came out this morning, and I was like, well, shit, I guess it was real.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a
That's a
lot of
shame.
people
I
chiming
I
in.
love Jim Shooter when when he was in charge of Marvel Comics. I mean, I know a lot of guys, said he was kind of a prick to work for and what have you, but
Right.
he that universe
And,
was together, and the
and that goes way back. That goes way
yeah,
back. I heard that about Jim Shooter when in the 80s that he was a
yeah.
real
But I mean,
beast to
he
work with.
kept the
And that was
continuity
before
together, and
that was
I mean, he
before Valiant.
basically,
That was before Defiant. That
It
was
yeah,
before a
and
lot of stuff.
it was
basically Valiant was a one man show with Jim. I think.
Hey
I mean,
Doc,
he
where
started
is
the whole
my
shit all
trailer,
hello.
up.
sir?
It
Where's
was
my trailer?
it was writers bitching about the fact that Jim kept a tight rein on editorial
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and said, "No, we're not doing that insane shit because that's not reality for this character." Hello, Carrie.
He was a good Nazi. He made the trains run on time. I mean, he got the Marvel
yeah, he did.
comics. They were like, gosh, 4 to 6 months behind, I think, in publication of some titles, and he finally got
Well,
that straightened out.
they had gone bankrupt. Called him in. He snatched them up by their bootstraps, made them
Mm-hmm.
profitable again. He left and went and did the same thing for DC. And then Marvel shot themselves in the dick again. And he had to come back and do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We need a modern day Jim Shooter.
yeah. I think he did a great job, and like I said, I loved what he did with Valiant in the early days. The first few years of Valiant
Yeah.
were great. Um,
He
yeah,
he passed a mandate, or not passed, he announced a mandate when he was running Valiant. Every panel, he told his artists, every panel will have a fully drawn background in it. You're not going to cheat. You're not going to be lazy.
Well,
That's what That's what I would have quit. But
I think for some close-ups, it's okay to just have it blank if the emphasis is supposed to be on the character's face, though.
yeah,
That's often,
I'm not sure how strict he was with that edict, but that was his edict.
yeah.
But he was also the one. You remember he farmed out doing backgrounds and B-roll stuff to supplemental artists, so John Byrne could shine, so George Perez could shine.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of people complained about him, but overall, I think he did a great job.
Same.
Well, I've often said I'm looking forward to seeing less of Eric and Boyd, and he's lost 23 pounds. So I guess I will look forward to it.
Congratulations, Eric.
Congratulations. That's not easy to lose weight, as you know, sir. Yeah, we know
Nice.
Doc likes
Good work,
Dr.
Eric.
Pepper. He
I
can
do.
countenance Dr. Pip, I think.
Mr. Pitt, Mister.
Mr.
No,
Pip? Okay.
no, I have no use for Mr. Pivot. I will drink generic Dr. Pepper before I drink
Dr.
Mr.
Thunder?
Pibb.
What
Yeah.
is it?
Dr.
Yeah.
Thunder.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Dr.
That's got a new can design. I haven't seen that can design before.
I will drink any of the ghetto versions over Mr. Pibb. Mr. Pibb is not an alternative.
No, it's really not.
I think it's superior myself, but that's just me.
1951 to 2025. So that would made him how old?
He was 71, 2, or 3. I forget which.
70. I think he was 78.
73. Yeah. After a
72,
battle
that's it?
with
Yeah, younger than I thought.
esophageal cancer. So his esophagus had cancerous cells.
Esophageal cancer.
Esophageal. Yeah, I believe he was a smoker for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
I mean,
I'm looking at me too, Doc.
I don't know how tall he was, but he had to be 6'5", maybe 6'8".
He was pretty tall.
He was a lanky drink of water for most of his life.
He was, yeah, with a ruddy complexion. He could have probably been an actor, you know. I don't know, with the voice or he started in comics when he was like 12, 13 years old. Writing.
Yeah, dude, he lied about his age and got hired to write before they even knew who the fuck they hired.
And he came in and started kicking ass from Jump Street.
Yeah, from 14, 15 years old. I mean, dude was amazing, man.
Yeah, one of the very first Legion of Superheroes comics. He could have played a supervillain. Look at that.
Yeah, he could have. That was the look. That was the look that writers got when they came in with a stupid idea.
Yeah. That's the one that made them pee their pants, Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just normally just turn around and walk right back out.
I heard it said, you know, I joke about him going with a stack of pink slips, but I did hear it said that he would tell writers, he would hold up a stack of applications and samples, and he goes, I can replace you with one phone call. You're going to do what I want you to do.
These are some of the books that he was editor over, you know, Secret Wars, X-Men. Come on.
Yeah, excellent. He brought in Chris Claremont, dude. He brought in Bill Sienkiewicz. I mean, he brought in quite a few people into Marvel that are, you know, legendary.
Frank Miller. I mean,
yeah, Frank Miller. Yeah, he brought Frank Miller into Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, basically, my man Jim Shooter released the Hounds.
Hell yeah.
But I mean, he got, you know, started out at DC Comics, you know, Adventure Comics here. And I mean, he's probably co-creator of like Princess Projectra, Furo Lad, and Nemesis Kid, which they never did much with.
Good to see you, buddy.
Wait. Was any of that you just said even English? What?
Yes, it was. That's Adventure Comics of the 1960s from a 12, 13-year-old written.
Did you say Princess
Projectra, Furo Lad, who later dies, you know. Those two became Legionnaires. I don't know about Nemesis Kid. They're in the green and yellow. And then Karate Kid. So all these characters were created and released in this one issue of Adventure Comics. He did Action Comics writing. Checker top cover from the 60s. I think I have this one in my collection.
Cool.
And that one there, Action Comics. So Kurt Swan artwork. That's what he did to a lot of teams that didn't want to. He put the fist down. Jim Shooter is Mephisto.
My three heroes from comics were George Perez, Jack Kirby, and Jim Shooter, with a little slice of Mike Grell in there. If Mike had been more prolific.
His parents had to go with him to the New York, DC headquarters to sign the contract for him to be a writer.
Yep.
I mean, he was writing Legion when he was that age. And then here's the famous editorial, when he was at Marvel, late 70s, early 80s, photo that they would always use.
So Rex just came in from cutting the grass. And I don't know if you can hear it, but the thunder is ripping out there. I barely beat the storm. But while I was cutting, I slung a rock, and it smacked the back of my neighbor's shed. Wham! I thought, damn it, they're shooting. So did I stop cutting? No, I just ducked, and I kept going. and I came back around.
Hey, Art.
I came back around on the next pass, hit another rock. Wham! Hit the shed again. Like, damn it. They missed the first time. Okay, they missed this time too. Whew. Did I stop cutting? No, I did not. Because that's how we roll in the South. We'll cut grass in a thunderstorm while being shot at.
You were driving around like in circles on his mower, like what's his name? Steve. God, the brain's not from the jerk. There's something wrong with the shed.
Well, when I lived in my apartment, it was 2-story building, but the road in front of me had a steep concrete incline, and he was mowing around the strip right by where one of those triangle strips of land that's in between the two roads converging, and there by a parking lot, and he threw a rock and it glanced off that angle and shattered my window, which was quite large. I mean, it was 6-foot tall window by, I don't know, 4 feet wide. It was a large shop window, and it cracked it. And about 3 days later, it crashed to the
shattered
sidewalk the next day, 3 or 4 days later.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hail, Angels of the Renaissance. Good to see you.
I gotta wonder. This was a project that he also, Jim Shooter also was editor-in-chief of the very first graphic novel, The Death of Captain Marvel. So I gotta wonder, was he instrumental in bringing in graphic novels? He was certainly the boy in charge then,
Yep.
Whoa, you all right?
I'm falling and I can't get up. Elliot Rodriguez will be with us on the Rex Hex and Apex show Saturday. You can back it over there on Fund My Comic, 36 pager for $10.
All right, look, listen, Rex, are you listening? Or are you shopping?
I am.
Nope, you were shopping. Damn it.
I was promoting, Doc.
I got a poll for you, Shadowhawk, in the chat.
Ooh.
All right. When you close a bag of bread, do you spin it and tuck, or do you put that little pissant twist tie on it?
I spin it and tuck.
Yeah, I usually spin it and then put the little twist tie on.
Okay, you're
I will do both, but mostly it's tucking. Yeah.
All right.
Because I'm lazy.
I've found that the tuck doesn't work as good. Your bread will go bad faster.
If you put the twist tie on, what is it supposed to do?
I guess just make it a little more airtight. I don't know.
I mean, have you ever looked? There's always a gap between that twist tie and the bag down at the base of it. So all it really does is prevent it from untwisting. But if you twist it nice and tight and tuck it under, it's not going to untwist. Right?
I suppose not. I mean, but once the bread gets light enough, there's only a few pieces left in there. I don't think that method works so well anymore.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely it does.
I test it
Angel
out every day.
says,
I will have to perform my own experiment.
Sit on the opening. Yeah. Stop eating bread. Problem solved. Suck the air out. You people are going to extremes here. This was an either or, not an essay question, boys and girls.
Suck the air out. Twist tie.
Put it into a vacuum tight container.
Right. No, it's I've got a passive aggressive family member. I do the spin and tuck under, and it's sealed. Nothing's going to happen to the damn bread. Right.
I forget who it was. It was one of my aunts, or maybe one of my in-laws. I can't remember. But she used to swear by keeping the bread in the freezer. She'd keep it in the freezer until she was ready to use it, and then take out as many pieces as she wants and put it right back in.
But I've got a passive aggressive family member that will take the bread, get their little serving that they want. They'll spin it, and then they put the twist tie on, and they'll twist it 1,000 times all the way to the end. Just so I have to sit there and take all that time to untwist that little fucker just to get my sandwich.
That ain't it.
When you have the wire, sometimes you don't know which direction to start twisting, right? You go, wait, I'm just making it tighter.
Yeah. Well, you also know when they come with that little bread tie from the factory that they always twist them left-handed so that it's harder to get it undone that first time.
Yep. But then, it begs the question, we've all seen them, those little, plastic tabs that they use instead of twist ties.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah, so, but here's the thing. If twist ties actually do the job, why can they be replaced by that little pissant thing? They can't, because the twist and tuck is the superior method.
I'm going to leave that alone, Doc.
Shut up. You twist and tuck all you want to, baby. Hey,
Twister. Cephas launching in 11 days. This project is, I don't know much about it, but they've been doing some pre-advertising on it, and it looks pretty good. So launching here pretty soon. Of course, Call Sign Ryan, JD's book. We can, I showed you Dr. Blaylock's cover. I'm sorry, he doesn't like the cover artwork. Cephas will be on Fun My Comic, by the way.
Orion, like the belt of Orion.
Oblivious.
Soto.
He's oblivious to being corrected.
I hear that.
You can make flatbread using cottage cheese and eggs. Ooh, that doesn't even sound good. Very low carbs, high protein, and easy to make.
It doesn't sound terrible to me.
I'd be down to try it, but
fry it in deep fat butter. Oh yeah.
I like cottage cheese. I like eggs. It sounds like it would be okay. I don't
like cottage cheese unless it's cooked into my lasagna.
Yeah. Well, Mama makes cottage and ricotta when she makes the lasagna.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Same.
Actor Alan Ruck, 69 years old.
Holy shit!
Damn.
Yeah.
What was his name on the show? Shit.
Show shit.
Cameron Fry.
Cameron. That's it. Cameron
was in Egypt's land. Goodbye,
He's
Cameron
about a
Gold.
decade older than you and me.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
show was he on? I'm ignorant.
If
He was the sidekick on Ferris Bueller Day Off.
yeah, Ferris
That
Bueller's Day
was
Off,
his first big
Okay,
one.
I
Yeah,
never really watched that, so
and
yeah,
yeah.
and he
I do
was the
recognize
commanding.
him.
Oh my God, he was the commanding officer of the Enterprise B. In
Oh, was he?
Yeah, the one where Kirk gets zapped into the Nexus. Generations.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and
Oh,
I know
okay.
he was
I mean,
also on
that's
some like sitcoms and stuff for a while there, but I couldn't tell you exactly which ones.
hmm. What do you? I mean, besides yard work, what have you been up to,
Who, me?
Doc? Today? Yeah,
Uh,
you.
I, I I finished my second novella. Started the third. I lettered and edited two more pages of Stephen B. and Billy Power Max's forthcoming book, and I
Oh,
popped on here.
very
Nice,
good. I gotta
very
wonder if
productive day.
Jim Shooter, and Al Plastino. There we go. Slow it up, Rex. He's probably the co-creator of a lot of characters that we don't even know about. The Parasite being one of them, which is one of Superman's greatest foes, I think.
Yes, Ferris Bueller,
So,
you're
I
my
mean,
hero, says Eric Boyd. I got that reference, my friend. I got it. Spin and Tucker, you're an
and
apostate. Exactly right, RJ. These
I can't
Philistines.
explain the XP thing, Timmy, because I don't know what happened. I just noticed it started happening on chats, and I figured it was just some kind of new YouTube thing they were doing. Don't know what that is.
What is it?
If you're looking in the chats lately, like people that are like the top chatters or whatever, they'll start putting little crowns next to your name with a number. It's like number one, number three,
Oh,
and I just
okay.
oh
thought it
yeah,
was a way that YouTube was keeping track of like who was commenting the most or something. But Timothy says that it's been linked to a lot of channels that are using it are getting strikes.
Ooh.
So I don't know what the story is.
huh? I
I
haven't
did.
seen any of those.
I did
And I didn't
some.
think it was. I didn't know if it was optional or what, because it's not in every chat that I've been in, but it is in some. And now it's not showing up on Rex's anymore, but it was at the beginning of the stream. So I don't know.
Doc, why does Chucky look a little like? Well, we won't go there anyway.
Oh, well, then maybe that's why it's only active for the first few minutes of the stream, Timothy. You always got to be careful that first 20 minutes you're on.
Hmm.
If you're gonna do, take a chance, play something, maybe say some things that are a little controversial. Wait 20 minutes or so, and then YouTube usually stops paying attention to you.
Yes, RJ, because we know what effective barriers are.
And our audience doesn't even pay attention 20 minutes.
Conversely,
I can say that. It's my channel.
conversely,
Personally,
Rex doesn't pay attention to the audience.
I'm
Exactly.
paying attention. I'm paying attention. Okay. I'm just bringing content. Like, here you go. You said he was on Star Trek. Here's evidence. Yes. 69 years old. Gotta love those retro collars. You
I
would
didn't need
look if
evidence. I was
if
right.
I did pay attention, I would go, Doc, why aren't you on camera? Because you're always calling me out on that. Here I am, and
I
there you
was
are
on
not
I was on camera, but it's hot as
for a
shit. I just got
brief
done cutting grass.
nick and
So I took my shirt off
nick
and
and
no one
tuck or
wants to see
whatever.
that.
Briefly,
I'm
yeah.
doing
Nobody
you a
wants to see that.
I'm doing you a
I don't know
solid,
how you do it every day.
doing him a solid by turning the camera off. No one wants to see that.
Doing me a solid. Oh my God, that just sounds like you're taking a dump.
Every time I look in the mirror, there's this old fat guy in the way. He won't move.
Look at all these titles that Jim Shooter. Look at that. Hell
You're
Yeah,
yeah.
well
so many
you're
great
welcome,
titles.
Elsie. See, Elsie appreciates it. Yeah, Demon in a Bottle was a great run.
Mm,
and
Yep,
really the art chores around that
that
time
first
weren't
Moon
that
Knight series right there.
Mhm.
Great,
hmm
great series, man. I love that.
Well,
Of course,
but now,
Claremont
guys,
X-Men.
what about these crossovers? Because that started with Contest of Champions. That was the first one, and then they quickly went into Secret Wars a few years later, and that seems to be. I mean, we could actually blame him for a lot of these crossovers of titles and stuff that got you out of comics.
I mean, he may have been kind of the instigator of some of that, but I don't think
Mm-hmm.
he's the one that let it run fucking rampant where it was,
Yeah,
across
Right.
every title they were putting out. Oh, you got to
right.
collect every book this month.
Exactly. Exactly. You didn't have to run out and buy every title in the lineup just to follow the
Mm.
story. It's one or two.
I didn't mind a good crossover if it was a good story, but when they
Right.
started doing this, like, you got to collect 16 different titles, and half of the little, it would be like a cameo that had nothing to do with
Right.
the story anymore.
Exactly. Exactly.
Pissed me off.
Yep. Yep.
And I like crossovers too. I can't wait till we get established to where I can start crossing over characters and stuff. And some,
Yeah, I'm looking forward
even
to some folks
other
in CG
companies.
starting to do some crossovers with
Well,
characters.
that
I
goes
think
way back. I mean, there was uh Preston Acevedo's character, Doctor
uh,
Well, we
Salem, Doctor
we
Salem,
we have a
and with Six Gun Gorilla and another one
oh yeah, there's
going
been a
way back.
couple people that have done it. I
Mhm.
mean, I'm just saying, I think
we
it'd be
do
cool
have
if we.
a confirmed crossover forthcoming. Jake Bishop, the Buckler, and Demifoot are all going to run
Nice,
afoul of one
excellent.
another in the near future.
Hmm.
That is
That sounds
confirmed.
cool.
There we go. The Marvel Age #8. I actually saw this at, I'm pretty sure, at my comic book shop. Uh, Stan Lee there on Stan's soapbox up against very tall Jim Shooter. I
Yeah.
think he was
Yeah,
probably 6'7". He was a tall, lanky guy, man. He was
yeah, he's
he was
a tall dude, man. I don't remember exactly how tall he said. I thought it was like 6'5", but I could be wrong.
I'd already heard the buzz in 1985 about how difficult Jim Shooter, and I thought, man, I'm going to go after this guy, and I did. Um, right, before he did a panel, I'd ask several questions, but I noticed that it Eclipse little logo or whatever, the little crescent, whatever, the eclipse was just flipped, and that was the Star brand. And so I asked Jim Shooter, I said, how do you, and I was the one making the allegations. I said, how do you address the allegations that you just flipped Eclipse logo backwards and made it the Star brand, which it is. Look at it. Look at it. Call me a liar. It's just
I
it
agree. It's
flipped.
very similar.
He very similar, if not the
And
very
and
same
what
thing.
and what did he say? That's only
He
half the
said,
story.
"You've asked enough questions. Let's go."
Let's move on to the next kid.
Yeah, let's move on. You've asked enough questions. I think that was my third question. But yeah,
How
I gave him
dare
a hard
you,
time.
Rex, going and
Young
busting
man,
Jim Shooter's chops?
we'll circle back to that, young man. That's
You don't Jim Psaki, Jim Shooter. He he autographed everything. I mean, he was one of the few people that go to conventions and was glad to autograph as many books as you wanted. I was actually looking forward to going to a future con and getting some more autographs by him, especially that early Legion stuff. Uh,
Correct,
I got
Eric
nothing
Boyd.
but respect for the man, you know.
Eric Boyd saying Rex proving he gets on everyone's nerves.
Mm.
no, yeah, you proved that a long time.
Begun the strike wars. Huh?
Oh yeah, the little crazy koala has gone insane, and he's promising to strike anybody that screws with him anymore. Oh, good lord!
Just
Sorry.
Why do we even care? Just 4 days left on Graham Nolan's Escape from Monster Island campaign.
Very nice.
very solid, and you know he's going to deliver.
Yeah,
Doc,
I like.
I would tell you how I like the novella. Did you finish reading your novella, Shadowhawk? I think you were reading that the other day when you were at the doctor's office, and I was just wondering if you ever
Sorry,
finished it.
bro. I can't hear you at all right now. I'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
All right.
I have not received mine yet, so I'm going to get on Anthony's ass. No, it'll be here in a few days, I'm sure.
He said,
Uh,
I just talked to him yesterday. He said, check your email. You should have a tracking number.
okay. I wasn't worried. It's not going to rain anytime soon, and I'm sure he packs everything just, wonderfully.
I'm just relaying the message, sir.
Shane Davis's campaign, Anatomica, hits 80K, so that's good news for him. Happy July, by the way, Doc. Are you going to
Indeed.
be grilling out on the 4th of July or what?
Oh, I'm probably just going to do some dogs. No big deal.
All right. Eric wants me to show that cover again. Sure. There you go. I assume that's a cover. There's no way I'm wearing this outfit in here. Want to bet? Compass Comics. So you don't think you're going to grill, huh?
I'll grill some dogs.
Are you? That I
Yeah.
thought if I'm going to grill, I'll probably grill some dogs, but I don't think I'm going to grill at all.
I mean,
You know.
I just, now's not the time to ask me. I'm all hot and sweaty from working in the yard. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
My
get
plan
that.
is Friday we're gonna do I think just dogs and burgers for the 4th, and then Saturday
Oh,
I'm gonna do some lovely fajitas, and then Sunday I got a nice big old porterhouse steak that we're gonna throw on the grill.
there you go.
sounds
I plan on
yeah.
barbecuing all 3 days. I queue every chance I get, really. So
I used to, when Tasty and I got together, I would grill out every damn day.
yeah, dude. Usually, if it's not raining or snowing, I mean, I'll go out there and fire up the grill. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you do charcoal though, Doc?
Uh, Usually, yes. At that time, I had a nice propane grill, so I was using propane at that time.
How dare you?
Propane and propane accessories.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sweet
propane
I
gets the
like
lady
the
job.
propane.
convenience of the propane, but it just seems like you don't get the same flavor. You
Yeah, I
know?
prefer the flavor of charcoal. I do.
Doc,
Why?
why can't we get you to paint anything like this?
Why would I want to?
Well, why wouldn't you
Why
want
wouldn't
to?
you?
Because that's not what I enjoy painting.
Well, I know. I'm just teasing you, Doc.
I enjoy
I'm not.
painting. I enjoy painting landscapes. Is that a problem for you?
Yeah, got your landscapes right here. No, I like landscapes as well, but I mean, it's Rosetta. Come on.
Yeah.
Actually, that's Manuel San Julian,
Well, I'm doing
born
a
in
Rosetta
1941.
impersonation.
Hmm. Not Frazetta at
Interesting.
all. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Well, alrighty then.
Had a
Oh
very
yeah.
Rosetta feel to it.
1983 bullpen, man. How many faces can you see there?
I don't know. I see
That-
Spider Woman though.
yeah. Oh yeah. She's the one that goes
I
to
can't
the
do anything with
property,
my
right,
phone right
guys?
now. I can't check the chat. It's not my touch
Yeah.
screen
Now
has
there's
gone
Archie
bad on me.
Goodwin, about
Okay.
shoulder length, the shooter back there. I recognize him.
Yeah, and look at Jim Shooter back there, dude. He's towering above everybody.
I know
Chewbacca.
if you've ever met him, he's a big guy. Yeah.
Like fucking Lurch, man.
Chewbacca.
You got
Yeah.
that
Real
right. You rang. Yeah. Chewbacca. Chewbacca.
quick.
There you go. You got to get that. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get the
Everybody
roll in there.
posting,
I didn't have enough spit in my
here's
throat for the
Tucci.
roll. It still don't. Damn it. Never mind.
You got to have that phlegm in your, you know.
I just, oh, dude. I've been
Yeah.
sucking so much dust out the rafters of the fucking building I work in. I'm fucking running all new cables for new security cameras and shit for the last 3 days.
Sucking buttermilk out here.
It's like 100 degrees up there at the top of the building, and it's just fucking filthy. It's
You filthy animals. July 1st, 1920, Howard Sakata is born in Hawaii. He won a silver medal for the United States at the 1948 Summer Olympics in London in weightlifting, and later became a popular professional wrestler under the ring name Tosh Togo. And you will recognize him from James Bond.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
No, it
he's
was
the guy with the hat.
yeah. What was his
A
name?
Goldfinger.
Odd Job. It was Odd
Odd
Job.
Job, a Goldfinger. Yeah,
Yeah.
he got electrocuted and had to quit, but he retired undefeated. Yeah, who knew
It
that
was an
about him?
electrifying
Wow.
experience.
Yeah, today would have been his birthday.
He got electrocuted. What, in the ring?
No, he got
No, in the
electrocuted
movie.
in the movie Goldfinger.
I see.
Yeah.
He had the razor rimmed hat, and he threw it at James Bond, and didn't realize he'd stuck it into some electrical wires. And he went to grab it so he could throw it at James again, and he fried himself.
That poor bastard.
Yeah, he cooked up real good.
The owner of the place that I had the pack mail that printed my Devil Flyer ash can, he used to repair like speakers, different stuff like that. He was an electrician, or I mean, he was he knew tech stuff like that, electrical stuff. And he conveyed to me when we did prison ministry together for 5 years, and actually he was a chaplain for a couple years at this jail, and he was a former prisoner there at the the prison we were going to.
Oh no shit.
He was in a room and he was looking out we had a little prayer room, and I was over the prayer room for at least a couple years, 2 or 3 years. I would have like a little fountain in there with the little bubbling water, and it would just be a calm place within the prison that people could go to pray, and everybody would come in there before they had to do their talk for the weekend, because we were all assigned to talk. And he was looking out the window, and he said, he had tears in his eyes. And I said, well, Timothy, what's the matter? And he's looking out there and he's saying, Rex, how God has changed my life. I built those walls out there, that barbed wire and all that. I put all that stuff up or helped, do it.
Oh wow.
He used to be a prisoner there. And after that, we did prison ministry. They, somehow he became chaplain at the local jail for a couple years. And,
Yeah, my old crew leader on an electrical crew I was working for down in Houston was a convicted murderer, dude. He accidentally killed a guy in a bar fight when he was like 21 and went to jail for 10 years. And then he great fucking electrician, great boss, man. But he was a big dude. I don't know why anybody fucked with him to start with.
Well, the reason I mentioned Tim, he told me this story where he was working on a system for a guy, right? And they were standing there, whatever. And he said, I had 5,000 volts of electricity hit me. And some box or something that he had put, behind him, he fell on that. And it probably would have stopped his heart, but he fell on that. And that's probably what started his heart together. Like Gary was on with us Sunday, and he said that blast probably caught him in between heartbeats, and it stopped his heart for 2 minutes. That's kind of what the electric shock did, but him hitting that box, he said, that's probably what started my heart again,
Dang, that's crazy.
and didn't kill me, but yeah,
I'm amazed it didn't blow a hole right through him, because usually that many volts, man, it'll hit you and it'll find the easiest way out, and it's going to leave a hole.
he had degree burns on his hands and stuff. And you know what? God gave him no scar tissue whatsoever. Now, in a couple of his fingers, maybe one of his thumbs there, he doesn't have the feeling that he used to have, but he has no scar tissue. You could not tell that he had like what's worse, fourth degree burns or second degree burns?
Third
Second degree
degree
burns.
burns are the
It's
worst.
third degree. Well, he had third degree
Yeah,
burns, but no scar tissue, which was
that's
amazing.
amazing. I mean, because
You
usually if you
couldn't
get a third
tell.
degree burn, you're scarred.
You could not tell that electricity burned his hand really bad. You know,
All right. Oh, that's one
Hitler
that's really
painted
pissing me off.
landscapes. Where'd that come from, RJ? All I can say is hell Hydra to that.
What happened?
Yeah, he was an artist wannabe. Are you going Shadow Hunt?
I can't do anything. My fucking touchscreen on my phone is just deciding to work whenever it feels like. I can't check the chat. I can't fucking do anything.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Well, take a road trip in your love van.
I got the love machine.
I wanted a love machine. I wanted one of those vans just simply to put, a mural on the side,
Let
on
me
both
check
sides.
that chat, you bastard.
That was the 70s for me. I always wanted one of those panel vans where I could just do artwork on the side of it. Maybe one of these days in my retirement.
All right, I'm gonna have to restart and come back. I'll be back. If it'll even let me leave. Fuck. God damn thing.
He sounds good to me, Doc. How about you?
Oh, fuck.
He's having issues. Leave that man alone.
He's
What's
having
up?
issues.
What's up, Lorenzo? Omer Glitch, good to see you.
Shit.
Chad Townsend says, I have had a really rough week. He's the creator of Black Phantom. Started feeling really
It won't
low
even let me
energy
turn this
coming
thing
back.
off. What the fuck?
Well, I can kick your ass. This is going to be fun.
Go ahead, kick.
Go ahead, kick me. Threaten me with a good time. Hey, Lorenzo. Hell. Now we can start the show when the lizard representation. Didn't know that about the actor who played Oddjob. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of ex-Olympians that become, actors in some way. Let's see. Chad says started feeling really low energy coming back from Heroes Con. I think a lot of people are. It progressively got worse. Hit me like a brick wall this evening. Severe cold and allergies. Loading up on loads of vitamins and meds. Hopefully, I can kick his ass. I do not want to get pneumonia and end up in the ER again. Ugh. Yeah. Well, Chad, pray for Chad Townsend. Doc, I talked to somebody recently that got COVID again. So yeah, you can get it more than once. It's not any
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I may have had it twice. I'm not sure.
A few people I know have gotten it again.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony had it.
Are we ever going to get rid of it? I mean, I look, Doc. Since the doctor's in the house, I'm going to share this with him. Measles have been really bad, and you know why? The border. We eradicate this stuff, and then we bring it right back into the country.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Measles are up like 1,100%,
Mm-hmm.
which can be bad for some people. Death threatening.
Life threatening.
Life threatening. Yes, death threatening. Threaten you with death. The mind says one thing, and my mind didn't even say that.
Welcome back, Shadowhawk.
Welcome back, Shadowhawk.
Omer Glitch, to answer your question, the novel is finished, and the hand is, about 98% back.
Hey, Lorenzo.
Yeah, each time it mutates, though, as with any organism, it becomes less virulent. So
yeah. herd immunity, folks. I think we've ran through it, but people still getting COVID here and there.
Yeah.
Shadowhawk, did you finish the novella that you started of Doc's when you were reading
No,
at the
not yet,
doctor's
bro.
office? Yeah.
It's only a
Well, maybe I'll
two-shitter,
get mine
Shadowhawk.
and I'll
I,
read the book first, Doc, and then I'll
I'm
read
getting
the
that.
no.
I
no
understand, but I've had a lot of shit going on, and I've been exhausted for the last 2 weeks, man.
All right, I
oh
forgive
yeah.
you.
I mean, you've been wrung out like a tire. Tire. Okay, you've been wrung out like a towel when you get home because it'd be hot in that factory. I know exactly how it is. I've been
all
uh,
that, bro.
worked in
Especially when you're
factories.
25 feet up in the air all day, where all the heat's gathered up.
Yeah, well, there you go. I didn't know that. I mean, have you been changing out lights or what?
No,
Or are
I'm
you
running
25 feet up in
all
the
new
air?
cabling through the fucking new security camera system that I
Mm.
have to install after I get all the cabling fucking put in.
I came in from last night working, set the alarm off. I'm glad you mentioned the security because that reminded me. We got a new security code and she texted it
Oh
to
shit!
me. And I'm on the phone with Larry, who's over the nighttime drivers, and I'm going, what's the new code? I know it was 10 something, you know. I had the first two digits, but that didn't help me. And I mean, it was like beep, 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 impending doom. We're gonna set off the alarm and contact the police. And I mean, 6 seconds, and it's like already and I'm like, I
Oh
try to
damn!
put that thing in. And a cop did come and I said, yeah, hey, you know. But I said we got a new security code in. I had my paperwork in hand, I had my shirt on, everything. He
Right,
wasn't
right.
worried. But he drove right up in there. He drew. I had the gate open. Abby was already out in the truck, not wandering about because he could have come driving up and hit her,
Right,
and
right.
I'd seen her. But she was already in the truck. I just hadn't pulled my truck out yet. I was coming out to, trying to do
Brakes
everything,
got
get everything
busted
shut.
mid-heist.
I did get, yeah. Look, if you break into our place, Doc, since we got chemicals, we got to contact the EPA and the FBI over that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So, yeah,
oh.
you don't want to mess with. That's why we've got no sign up and we've got all the windows blackened out and everything.
That's because he's got chemicals in there that these crazy
Yeah.
idiots will make meth out of.
Or just kill your ass with. If you get it concentrated enough, what we spray out will kill you. It
Oh yeah,
is pesticide. Yeah.
but
Does
yeah,
anyone know what happened to Dark Gifts Hunting Alice book? I believe Doc helped out on that project, but obviously it's Anthony's campaign.
I
Yeah,
believe it's still coming.
I'm
It's
I'm
in
I'm
progress.
helping. So who was asking? Lorenzo.
That was Lorenzo. Yeah.
There's some behind the scenes stuff that I'm not at liberty to discuss. It's not my story to tell. That was the holdup. It's been resolved finally, and I can vouch for the fact that the work is being done because I'm doing some of the breakdowns. So it's coming. That's all I can
There you
say.
go.
That looks pretty good, Doc. Do you like a Mc? I don't know what you call them, McBiscuit that came out in 1986.
I like biscuits. Remember,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Hardee's
pretty
was
darn good.
first. Hardee's came first. They did the sausage biscuit first.
Yeah,
or
but I
Hardee's,
actually
aka Carl's Jr. in some
yeah.
places.
Hey,
Yeah,
Tanko.
Doc, I love
Um,
biscuits too. In fact,
I
I've
still
got
love me
some
a
in
good
my.
old egg McMuffin though on a nice
yeah,
English
yeah.
muffin.
Look, I'll tell you right now. I don't normally do clown food, but if you roll up in my house with a bag full of McMuffins or McDonald's breakfast, yeah, I'll eat it. Hell yeah!
Yeah, well, I'll remember that next time I come see you, Doc.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, I really don't. Well, that and the fillet of fish I'll eat once in a while from McDonald's, but other than that, I don't eat much from there.
There you go,
Right.
Dan Lawless, Uncle Sam. There we go for the 4th of
Yeah.
July, just in case for the 4th of July. Just in
Oh
time.
damn, man, he's something else. I like that guy.
Yeah, we're going to have to ask him to come back on. I know
Oh
he's
yeah,
secretly working on his own project.
I hope so. I hope he's getting ready to put something out there.
What would that be a secret?
Well, he just hadn't announced it
you
yet,
know, keeping it
but he
under
does
wraps. How about
a
that?
lot of stuff
Oh,
that
okay. All right, I got you.
Yeah. You got to spell it out for Doc. What can you say?
he does.
Well, I just, when people use words, I understand the words to mean
This is
things.
not a piece I have, and it will not be in my next book, which will be The Unseen Art of John Buscema. But there you go. John Buscema women. I mean, just the way he did the eyes and stuff. They have a
Hmm.
cutting edge to them, man. They look vicious. They look like they could tear your heart out.
It's very reminiscent of that style that was so prevalent in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, uh, yeah, Lorenzo,
Don't
yes.
stop now. You're in a nip and tuck, Doc.
Spin and tuck,
You're on a
damn it.
roll. Huh?
Spin and tuck, damn it.
Spin and tuck then. Okay.
No, I was just saying it was prevalent. Like there was that famous artist that was doing the illustrations for Playboy, the cartoons that were so good. And
Wasn't Jack Davis,
I don't
creator of
I don't
Plastic
remember.
Man.
You're the one that knows all the behind the scenes stuff.
Uh-huh.
I'm just,
Well, there.
I'm
I
just
mean, there
saying.
was Wally Wood. I think he did some stuff.
I was merely commenting that it was very reminiscent of that style.
Mhm.
Okay. There's
And Eric, yeah,
just
Rex and his publishing partners will be getting permission from the Buscema family.
not on this book. I think it falls under fair use. But if we do a
Oh,
second
this
book,
one,
if this
okay,
first book does well, we'll be contacting Marvel, DC, and the John Buscema estate. But on this one,
oh, okay,
we're going with fair use. You know.
gotcha, okay.
And
And
I
I'm
think the
assuming,
second book will probably become a reality more if we have a book already out to show them and show them
gotcha,
how nice it's done. Glenn Fleming will be designing it for us. So,
yeah, and I'm assuming Glenn was advising you on that. So,
yeah, we're going to, we need some lizard representation besides Lorenzo out there. So there you go. Little Godzilla. Eh. Now, who's he going up against there? You know, Shadow Mike.
Biolante.
Yes, you are correct, sir. But I don't remember the alligator head. Looks
No,
very
they changed up his face, so it made him look more mean there.
yeah. Well, no bisexual lighting on that Godzilla.
No, thank God.
You need to watch Empire, and it gives you a reason why he's magenta. Eh, I'm not calling it good or bad.
I don't give a shit what reason they used to make him magenta. You don't do that to my Godzilla, damn it.
Didn't another legendary comic creator just pass away? I'm blanking out on the name. I don't remember. Do you know, Doc? If anybody,
Oh, recently, I
mm,
don't think we've
I
lost
mean, Jim
anybody the
Shooter.
I, I'm
last
I'm
week
bl-
or so.
I don't.
I'm blank. I'm blank. Also, I got nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, we might have, but nothing's springing to mind.
Nexus Deluxe hardcover over on Indiegogo.
Dude, that fucking thing is
Funding
842 pages.
now it's got 30 days.
I'm sorry.
Oh
Say that
yeah, because
again.
they're 832 pages, something like that.
Yeah,
Holy
An
32
omnibus.
is close.
smokes!
Well, I mean,
It's
they're
a phone
basically
book.
reprinting like 1 through 30
Still,
something. I don't know.
that's
It's
huge.
880 pages.
880? Yeah, I knew it was a crazy
880
number,
pages.
man.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Rex is now thinking, I wonder if I can get my book up to that many pages.
Yeah, I mean, if you combine them all now, up on the
It'll only
Indiegogo, it's
take you
two
15
thousand nine
years. It's
hundred
no big deal.
$7. 25 backers. Big Studios is running that.
Ooh, Lorenzo, you just ordered a Godzilla box set. What comes all in the box set, Lorenzo?
The thing about the Godzilla box sets is that they don't have everything that I want to see,
Oh,
especially some of manga.
Criterion is the videos, right? Where they do all the behind the scenes stuff and everything. Isn't that what Criterion is?
I don't care about the behind the scene. Yeah, Jim Shooter passed away. Yeah, yesterday, I believe. He had say it again, Doc. Esophageal cancer.
Esophageal cancer.
Esophageal cancer.
See, it just rolls off his tongue. I'm nip and tuck or whatever. It doesn't work for me.
Esophageal.
So,
I can take
when
notes nowhere.
I and Elsie's friend that we bought a lot of production artwork, a lot of Key Comics from. Well, I mean, he's called Key Comics. We bought some very nice stuff through him through the year, all the Jack Adler collection and stuff like that. He had to have his esophagus removed, and it's gone today. It's been gone about, I don't know, 7 or 8
Really?
years now. You know,
How it? So I can't. What did you gotta eat through like a feeding tube or something?
well, feed you through a bag. Yeah,
Oh,
all
okay.
that time. Yeah.
Nah, I'm not going through none of that shit. I get fucking diagnosed with any of that bullshit. I'm just fucking going down, man. There's no
Same.
chemo. There's no
Same.
gay ass.
Same.
Yeah. Well, my
I
uncle.
watched my dad go through it, man, and that shit. My dad was 260 pounds of solid muscle, fucking goddamn superhero, and fucking before it was all over, I had to pick him up and carry him out of the bathroom, and take him back to his bed at
Yep.
14 years old.
Yep.
Fuck that.
Yep.
I will never put my family through that.
You are preaching to the choir, brother.
Oh wow, Mark Colton posting this. I mean, wow, Jim Shooter was looking bad there toward the end, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's a recent photo. That's
I mean,
probably within the last
73
couple of
years
years.
old. That's not very, by today's standard, that's not very old. I mean, we're creeping up on 73, Doc,
Speak for
60.
yourself.
Well, you're 60. I'm about there. What month is your birthday, Doc? I forget. Is it March?
I'm not creeping up on anything. I am full tilt, hammering toward home.
You're hammering. Okay. Yeah. Well, tell St. Peter hi when you get there for me. Rex, the one that's going to come after me. You don't want to do that? Don't tell me you're half baked too.
No, I'm sorry. I was rewriting a paragraph here that's not sitting correct
Oh.
with me. I never stopped working, Rex.
Oh yeah, Jim Shooter's tryout book. Hell yeah. There's been a few people actually do that. I think maybe Justin did. I don't know. We talked to somebody who did the tryout book.
Yeah, that was the thing I was telling you about, where he was recruiting artists to be the backup artists on books.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, we lost Shadowhawk. So you're kind of editing and rewriting as we speak. Wow. See, people are just multi-talented around here.
It never stops.
And you are correct, Homer. That's right. The Devil Flyer ash can may have been taken off Indiegogo today or last night. I'm not even really sure. But the Fund My Comic 48 page and the next stretch go, we're going to add 4 pages to the book. Plus you get a Bog 6 a.m. sticker. Can we do it? Whew, I think we can very easily. Just need a few more bucks. Stinking phone out of here in the chat, boys. Okay, so Shadowhawk's in the chat. He's retired. Jim Shooter started writing for DC at age 14. Really age 12, 13. Really age 12 and 13. Somewhere in there. 12, I think. I don't know exactly when he signed the contract, but yeah, I would have liked to met Jim Shooter again and apologize for giving him
for being a dick.
Yeah, basically. But I was only like 19 or 20. Let's see. I guess I would have been about 19 years old when I met him, 19 or 20. And I believed all the blather about him, Doc, that he was hard to work for and he was a tyrant and all like that. And that was before he really got ousted from Marvel. And I think it was 85 when I met him. The year before, I'd have to check. My John Philandez, who drew Devil Flyer, he actually has his stuff from that convention, and I hope he wheels that to me because mine was lost in the fire. He's got the tickets and all that, uh, and it tells who was going to be there. Uh,
You hope he wills it to you. Are you?
yeah,
You're just banking on him passing away so you can get your hands on his stuff. That's harsh.
no,
That's harsh,
no,
Rex.
no. I'm like, if there was anything, he would leave me, it would probably be that. I mean, he's got some, he's got a nice collection. But yeah, that's something that he and I did. We drove up to, we went to some Memphis cons together. Uh, Sometimes with a friend, sometimes just by me and him. We went up to Chicago twice in '85 and '86, which was '85 was DC's 50th anniversary, and '86 was Marvel's 25th century. And I think Jim Shooter was there in '85, and Stan Lee was the big guy that came in '86 on their 25th anniversary. At that time, the Chicago Comic Con was the largest in the world. And by today's standard, it would be, I've been to smaller cons, but it was pretty small, you know, by today's standards. Like San Diego Con totally blows it away. But but back 40 years ago, the cons were more creator centric. You know,
Hmm.
you can
Hmm.
meet them, get their autographs for free. I got Stan Lee's for free. He wasn't charging at that time. And yet he had a line. He was on like, second level room. He had a line leading all the way down, which still by today's standards was a small line. One autograph per person. This this he was probably, I don't know, 8 years old, 9 years old. The kid had 6 copies. He signed all 6. I thought, boy, you're milking it. I,
Mm,
I got him to autograph She-Hulk #1. Sadly, burn up my fire. No longer have it. But
mm, mm, mm.
and why She-Hulk #1? First appearance and the first thing he had written in a very long time for Marvel. So I thought that was, good thing to get autographed by him. But yeah, if it'd been up to me, I'd taken him. I would have taken him. What? I've been watching Gunsmoke, and they're like, I've been listening to Festus too much. uh, I would have taken him a giant stack, the autograph. Uh, Even at that time, I had like 16,000. No, not at that time. I had a rather large collection. I don't know how many. I know in the 7 or 10 plus years then, I added a bunch to my collection before it went to all the ash. Pouring myself. What? Lorenzo is pouring himself another shot in memory of Rex's fire. Yeah. Okay. You want me to mention it more than once to see if you can get drunk? All my stuff is going to Mama and the kids. Rex new characters, the vulture, turkey vulture. Yeah. Pronounced burn, not Brian. Burn. Byron. Burn. Not being on an
It,
ass. Yeah.
he
John
is correct.
Byrne.
He's
John
correct.
Byrne. I'm saying it right, right? John Byrne.
I'm not hammered, RJ. I'm not even drinking.
Better
How
to
dare
burn
you?
out than fade away. I know that's from Highlander, RJ. You're not kidding. And I don't have
No, better
kids
to
in my.
burn out than fade away is from a Def Leppard song.
Okay, but it's also from Highlander. Ugh. I'm having coffee with lime juice. I'm having a good time. Leave me alone.
Ugh.
Doc said he's hammered. That's only because he tried to drive an L. You said Byron the first time, Rex? All good? Okay. Well,
No.
tongue tied, nip and tuck. I don't know. What I know. Doc knows even less. I can always brag about that. Now, today's the absolute last day to back the campaign. What?
Wait, I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Nothing. I said today's the last day to back the campaign. I was reading Peter's submittal.
I know less.
Absolutely. I'm glad you agree with me. But I really know how to uh, treat my fellow panelists, don't I? Now, I did back this. In fact, I sent the campaign over 17,000. I backed it to the tune of $300. So we will be getting some print vouchers from Pete Sametti. 140 backers now, 17,648. 8 hours to go on the campaign, folks, over on Fund My Comic. So, got a lot of good tiers here for Pete Sametti. I'll let you look at all that. We've kind of discussed it. There's the rights and everything. You might want to check it out before it ends. Actually, I would have thought that it would have ended by now. I backed it when I came in late last night, about 1:45 in the morning.
Well, I mean, Shadowhawk, I
Still
see
up.
what you're saying, but it's kind of you said Neil Young's song. Neil Young is not really a musician, and he's just useless. I don't count him. He doesn't qualify. I don't like Neil
Wow.
Young.
Hmm. I can't think of any Neil Young
I never liked him.
songs, actually, Doc. Not right off the bat. Good thing I don't have to.
Correct.
Now, I've been thinking about hiring an artist, and then, of course, for a story that's done like Kirby. Could you do a Kirby style, Doc?
I could not.
Could not. Well, you're not drawing much nowadays. How's your wrist, by the way?
It's fine, and I am drawing.
Well, I mean, you're not drawing much.
I'm drawing as much as I ever have. I'm just
Have you? Okay, so
yeah,
you're
yeah. I'm
100% tip top shape.
no,
I knew
Rex.
you did.
I answered this question on your stream a little while ago. I'm about 98%. So
Yeah.
I still have
Okay.
to. I hit a wall and I have to stop. So I'll move on to the next thing.
Yeah. If it starts hurting, you stop drawing. You don't
Hmm.
push it. Yeah. Let it rest for what's a
Well,
rest period? A
Eric,
day or two, or in
usually
between
the rest of
drawing?
the day, I'll stop
Oh,
and then
okay.
sleep overnight. Eric, I don't like his politics and I don't like his music.
There you go. Are you working on the death grip? You told me you held a pencil like a death grip.
Not a pencil, just that the Wacom stylus for whatever reason. I hold it
Mhm.
like somebody's going to try to steal it from me.
Okay. Well, I know you said that a brush is a different movement. That
And
doesn't hurt your hand,
entirely
but
different. Entirely
yeah,
different.
yeah.
Nice, relaxed, loose grip with just the fingertips on the back of the brush.
Justin Belmont says we're only 8 backers away from 200. Fulfillment is just around the corner. Uh, that's over on Indiegogo. Of course, it's over on Fund My Comic as well. Pencils down. Go check it out. You want a link? I'll provide you with one. Doesn't matter. Can he get 200 backers over there?
I think
171 backers, and then I guess he's probably counting the ones over on Fund My Comic as well.
you guys, I think Rex needs to crowdfund a computer and a camera. What do you think?
I
What do you
think so
think,
too.
Chad?
Something choppy ass internet. It's the new thing.
I mean,
What I was
I
sold on anyway.
I desperately need a new microphone, but nowhere near as badly as you need a new camera. And to support that camera, obviously a new computer.
Well, okay. Well, you did the little test for with me, right? I mean,
Yes.
the life the life of my computer was not even limping along. It was like, am I right?
Oh, it was. We did a. He's referring to we did a speed test for his internet,
Right.
and it
Uh-huh.
was miserable. It barely registered on the speed
It
test.
did.
So,
It did. Yeah. You got to answer that phone call when
I
it
have
comes in, Doc.
important business meeting to take care of. Ha 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 ha! Yes, yes. Goodbye.
I am called Little Gaza, and I do my famous dance of the seven veils.
This will indeed be a dance of delight.
Lancelot Lee,
Fire. Huzzah.
secret
Right.
champ. One of my favorites back in the day, Doc.
you're going to get struck.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, my
Not if
heart.
we talk
Oh,
enough over it.
oh, my heart
RJ
is
Williams
beating
says,
for
I
you.
believe Neil Young also said it. You know, RJ, I heard O'Neil
Brilliant.
Young talk
Thank
about
you,
her. I heard
Doc.
O'Neil put her down. I hope O'Neil Young will remember Southern man don't need him around anyhow. Ha, 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 ha.
Eric, proud of you for losing weight. It's not easy to do. You have to make sacrifices every day to watch those calories,
Omer,
not
Omer
calendars.
Glitch. Omer Glitch says, I totally want to attempt to emulate the Kirby style. I'm going to practice that soon. Right on. That's a good thing.
Well, Doc, uh, Jim Shooter dies at 73. Dan Aykroyd turned 73 today.
I'd rather have Jim Shooter.
Yeah.
Can we trade?
Dan would disagree with you. I'm just saying. Dan Aykroyd's birthday today, 73 years old.
Neil Young did
And the
also
crowd
say
goes wild.
Neil Young did also say that Rex needs a new computer.
Now,
He
why
wrote
are
a
you
song
all of
about
a
it
sudden smanging on my computer?
because every time your camera comes back to embiggenated, I'm like looking through cellophane at you.
Okay. Yeah. Vaseline. Uh, Old man looking, take a look at my life. It's a lot like you. Yeah. Eh,
Blah blah blah
blah, blah.
blah.
Yeah. I didn't know about his political, you know, affiliation.
You didn't know he was a libtard just by listening to his music.
Um, I mean, have you ever?
Yes,
Okay. All right. You say so. I mean, I really haven't examined it. I mean, look, there was a lot of that stuff in the early 70s, definitely during the 60s, the hippy dippy movement, you know, Joan
yep,
Baez and stuff like that.
I'm aware.
Yeah. And
I
I
was
think
there.
as young people, we do want to save the world. We want to go out. We're excited. We're going to be our own man or our own woman, and we're going to show the world, you know, we're going to, I think we have altruistic, you know, good intentions to do great things when we're younger, but
Hmm.
we just really don't know how to achieve that, you know. Um,
I, I did. I
nine
joined
times
the
out of 10.
Navy.
Well, you join the Navy, right? And I mean, they can be life altering for sure. I mean, it gives you a direction and
Yeah, I was privileged to serve with some amazing Marines.
What do you think? What What do you think? Which is a remarkable statement considering he was in the Navy. Um, what do you think? You're old enough, like I was, even though we were children. We're the same age, even though you're a few months older than I am. Um, you remember the bicentennial and Jimmy Carter and the election and all that.
Yep, I do.
77 Star Wars years, but
I remember all of it. Yeah.
1976 bicentennial, and now here we are next year going to hit 275 years, 250 years of the Army celebrating, just the other day. Um,
Wait, Rex, we're not 275 years. We're 250 years.
oh, is it 250? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I made that mistake the other day. Yeah, somehow I got it in my mind. Okay, it's 250 years. So another benchmark year. What do you think? I mean, under Trump, I imagine there's going to be quite the celebration throughout the year because the bicentennial had a lot. They kept bringing
It
that
was
up.
huge.
It was
I remember
huge.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of that means.
I don't know either. I don't know what the Neil Young in Sweet Home Alabama.
Hmm.
Shadowhawk says he was an effing hippie, still
Take
wrote some
care,
good
Eric.
songs. Not all political crap.
Oh, yeah, look, I'm not knocking anybody for what they like.
Yeah. Yeah, and I enjoy some Crosby, Still Nash. I do. I mean,
Right on, RJ. Right on.
Leonard Skinner, Southern man, don't need him around anymore. How do you fly, devil? Very carefully so you don't singe your fingers. Oh, wow. Finally switching out the pool's Polaris pump. Look at this relic, he says. Art T. Bear. Must be
Yeah, I saw
nice to
that.
have a pool.
It's a pain in the ass, too.
Yeah. Very nice backyard. It looks. Yeah. Wow. Are those palm trees back there? Well, we got to be, no matter how, old you get, you got to be a handyman. Oh, Frank Bruner. Yeah, Frank Bruner. Here we go. The Heap reading man thing. Classic. The
The
Heap being the first swamp
you were
monster
talking
by
you were
Frank
talking
Bruner.
about the being a handyman. The great
Mhm.
Victor Davis Hanson, who is a best-selling author, classicist, historian, lecturer, blah blah blah, senior fellow at the Hoover Institution, said when he got out of college with his PhD, his father, when he went home, he said the first thing his father said was, "That's wonderful. Go out there and rewire that irrigation pump."
Oh, there you go. Flash Gordon paperback artwork. Yeah, by Boris Vallejo. There we go.
Very,
Flash.
very good
That's very smart.
pronunciation, Rex.
Well, yeah. If I stop to actually look at it and you know try and get it right, 9 times out of 10. You know.
Are you sure it's 9 out of 10? Is that the
Yeah,
is that the
give or
number
take.
you want to go with?
Yeah, a little rough around the edges. It's okay.
Yeah, see, we tell you a little something, something.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, maybe it's about yeah.
Phenomenal,
Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-bum-ba-dum-bum.
phenomenal.
Blue Shack Comics. Jim Shooter came up with the idea of backup artists to do all the grunt work for John Romita.
Yep.
So John Romita didn't have to. John wasn't sure anyone would want the job. Jim was pretty sure people would jump at the chance.
Yep.
So Jim ran one single comic ad, 70,000 copies. They received thousands of responses nationwide. The one
Yep.
Jim and John picked first was Mark McKenna.
Mhm.
Later on, the name Ramita Raiders stuck, and the rest was history. Mark is here now, and we are trying to continue the history. This is the direct line of knowledge. Alan Weiss, David Lapham, Tim Perkins, Greg Boone, Jim Shooter all lent their hands to Blue Shack because they see the bigger picture. Now, I'll be finishing Jim's last book ever, The Defiant Schism. After that, more old timers, rookies will have a home for books. All of this I'm doing for free and often at my expense because we all need this. The torch may be flickering, but it's not out yet. Help me build the foundations. I can do this, and I really need your help, he says. So, Jim Shooter's last book, he, through Blue Shack Comics. Vampire. So this is another
Wasn't that Vermin?
book.
Was that book? Did I
Say
get
that
that
again?
right? Wasn't Vermin the book he was talking about there?
Schism.
Schism.
Yeah. Let me spell that for you. S. Where's the word? I want to get it wrong. SC. Let's see.
Schism.
Schism. Okay, schism. How about that? Where does he say that?
Phenomena.
Yeah, I never, okay, the Defiant Schism. You're right. CHISM. Schism. Kind of like with my ex-wives. I get the concept. I get the concepts. Howbeit minutes late.
Better late than never.
Well, that's awesome that he's, out there, still doing comics up to the time of his death. That's like Ramona Freiden. She was doing artwork till she was like 97 and passed away. Oh, Jamie Farr turns 91 today. Wow, didn't know that. He was on the old Jack Benny show as well. Played Klinger on MASH here. But he was a comedian back in the early 60s on the Jack Benny show as well. Very popular show at the time. 91 years old today, Doc. 91. And he wears that fruit basket just, like no man's business. Oh, here you go. Here's our own death metal hero with Jim Shooter. There you go. With blue hair, nonetheless. Hair raising experience, to say the least. Yeah. We had Luke on. I was looking at past episodes. Oh, Doc, did I ever ask you? I did ask you, but I don't think I got an answer. The trailer you made for me, is it not up on your site anymore, your channel? I was going to open up this. I didn't find it. I couldn't find it. Can you share it and play it for us?
No, because I'm on Mozilla and my sound won't go over StreamYard.
Okay. Well, could you send me the link?
Maybe.
So I could chop it up.
Let me go look and see if I can find it for you.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see it. I tried to do a search, and you would during my earlier show, and just wouldn't work for me, Doc.
Nope, it's not there anymore.
It's not there anymore. Why wouldn't it be there? Why is content taken off your channel?
Don't know the answer to that question, sir.
Did you not? Did you take it off
I don't know the answer to that question,
and
sir.
just don't remember?
I don't know the answer to that question, sir.
Okay. Do you have any other missing content from your channel?
I don't know the answer to that
Me, they
question,
could
sir.
take all kinds of stuff off and I wouldn't miss it. I've got like 2,000 videos, over 2,000 videos on my channel, but
Let me go.
yours,
Let me go
you know,
look
ought
and
to be able to find it quickly.
be careful. Be careful.
What?
Don't come out with a snarky comment while I'm looking for stuff.
No, no. I'm just saying, you know, I've been around. I've been putting up content. Wave 2 will be shipping out in October 2025, Pete Sametti says. 100% guaranteed, or your order will be for free. Wave 1 had a long delay as we had problems with the various printers, but we already have press time booked in September for Wave 2 of the remastered books. Remastered Wave 2 launches tonight. Go to the alternativecomics.com, remastered at 8 p.m. Eastern, to get yours. Each issue has a very limited print run and will be numbered by the order in which they are purchased. So they're remastering some of their old stuff, like Blood Ram, King Cryptid, Red Koi, and Trespasser. So if that's interesting to you, we're having a launch. I kind of like launch nights. Stirring the waters. Stirring the waters. Promotional comic from Marvel and Charleston Chew featuring Spider-Man and the Silver Surfer. Cover by Alan Cooperberg. Oh, I haven't seen this one. I ordered off for some of those Charlton Chews, like the Avengers issue. Promo book from Charlton Candy. Never seen this one, though. Going up against the electrified eel. Just the eel. Brought to you by Charlton Chew. I'll have to look that one up. Pretty cool. Which platform is Peter's campaign on? Oh, okay. So maybe Lorenzo found it. Let me go over here and see.
I've got it.
You've got it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. How
Yeah,
would
I
you
wanted
like
to
me?
start the show with it, but it's too late now.
Let me see if I can, if it'll fit in Messenger.
Okay.
If not,
Facebook.
if not, it'll have to be Google Drive.
Okay.
Oops.
Now I found that odd that it was missing.
All right, it's in your DMs. You'll have to download it.
On Facebook?
DMs.
On X. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how you download from there, though, and I'm sure you don't. Yes, no.
I'm sorry. I was reading Eric and Boyd question to me over on X before I clicked on yours. Okay, so download it, huh? Click on it and download it. You can do that?
There you
Maybe.
go.
Huh?
I heard it
What do you
playing.
mean there I go? Yeah, you heard the music, but I mean I'm trying to left click on it. All right. So we'll do it this way till I get it downloaded. So, trailer made very long, probably a couple years ago for me, right? As an opener.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's time I put on my ring. Well, baby, well, baby, well, baby, well, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby, well, baby.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Omer says you can't download from X. I had forgotten that.
Let me I'll do it to Google Drive and send you a link.
How did you find it, by the way?
I save everything.
Yeah. Well,
I just
good.
have to find the
Not
right
everybody
file.
does. Yeah.
Always have to find the right file. Well, I mean, I say that, but hold on.
All right, Lorenzo, I'm going to find out what platform that's on from Pete Sametti. I'll let you know. I'm looking for it right now. Take me a second.
But I do have to keep in mind that my computer died about a year ago, so I'm on a new computer now. So some of that stuff may be on an old drive.
Alterna. Yeah, I read it, Lorenzo. It's I guess for Wave 2 or whatever launching, I guess maybe on their own thing, alternacomics.com. I guess that's where you get that. So he may just be dropping something there for sale. He said launching, so I don't know. But I guess to be added at that time. And probably Eastern time. I think Pete Sametti's out on the East Coast, isn't he? Like you, Doc?
I don't
I'm
know
not
where
sure
he's
where
at.
Pete. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not sure where. July 1st, 1867, the Dominion of Canada is formed, comprising the province of New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Ontario, and Quebec, and with John A. McDaniel serving as the first prime minister. Do you have a favorite Canadian from pop culture? I do. Cool. Mackenzie Brothers. Take off, eh? To the great white north. Take off. It's the beautiful way to go. A lot happening July 1st in history, I tell you.
All right, Rex. The
Thanks.
link to download it is in your
Okay.
DMs on Twixter. You're welcome.
On Twixter. Okay. Wascally Wabbit.
You're welcome. Hello,
Thank
Christy.
you. Thank you. Hey, Christy. Oh, it's Doc. Oh, how could you tell? The shirt?
She follows me everywhere when I'm topless. It's an obsession, I think.
Rex, have you seen the Doctor Who book set 10 in collection? Looks like an old Doctor Who's, and it's on Amazon. I don't know. Send me the link on Instagram and I'll check it out if you don't mind. One can download a photo on X, not a video.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Well, we got the link anyway. That's good.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can download
'Cause
it from that link. Yes.
yes, it's a good, uh, it was very good of you
It's my
to do
pleasure.
that for me. Yes.
My pleasure.
And you do make great videos, by the way. Oh, great tone covers. So we were talking about them. Here's one of those GI Combat, uh, Jack Adler, gray tone covers. Uh, Very cool. I mean, when you just have the gray toning there and then put the colors over it, it's very unique to look, without any true blacks on the cover. That's an old one too, 10 cent. I'd probably say early 60s, maybe
I mean, it
late
would
50s.
have to be an old one. They don't do that anymore.
Gray toning, yeah. I mean, they kind of phased it out. They had partial gray tone covers in the 70s, a few of
Right.
them in the early 70s, but that was in mostly the horror books, you know. They would bring it back from time to time. But yeah, you don't see any gray toning whatsoever.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Superman's race with Flash. That was writer was Jim Shooter. That was Superman 199, one of the famous races that, because he raced the Flash, about 3 or 4 different times.
Shooter was always trying to give the fans what they wanted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he definitely with the mini series, of the early 80s. Here's another Charlton Chew. Now I have this one, I believe, and there we go, little Sam Keith artwork, Wolverine. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Uh, with the 80s rolled in, and he's editor in chief. Uh, I mean, the little mini series came in, and I think Doc, if like series are going to like, long running series are going to work in crowdfunding, you're probably gonna have to go kind of like Alterna does with a mini series.
Hmm. Hmm.
3 or 4 issues, maybe, you know, because I mean, you really have to redefine the cliffhanger. You can't just leave the audience hanging for a year in between books or 6 months or, I mean, I would say
Hmm.
after a couple months, people are, quarterly even would be a stretch for a
Right.
cliffhanger,
Right. Right. I
So,
agree.
I mean, either get 100% done and release it, and I don't know, are floppies dead? I mean, I think for crowdfunding, if you're going to have a pretty good price on it, probably 48 pages are probably the minimum, you know, for that. But I mean, crowdfunder, man, there's been some
My my
beast of
my
books out
my
there.
my floppy did okay.
Yeah.
76 backers. I consider that successful.
Oh, I do too, Doc. I mean, I still think, we've got a larger audience to find.
Agreed.
Um, Josh Howard asked me, "What's Devil Flyer all about?" Behind the scenes, and here I have been promoting it 3.5 years. So not everybody knows. You can always reach that other person, right? Go to other platforms, meet other people, get other people interested in what you're doing.
Hmm.
A little cross pollination going on. Here's an early John Byrne piece. I always love to see the early stuff. Don't know who did the lettering. Little Wolverine piece there. And if you had that piece, that thing would be worth some bucks. Not sure what book. It looks like this was published, so I'm not sure what book this was a splash page of. John Burns got to be in my top 3 artists. Klaus Janson on the inks of that, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't look like Klaus Janson's traditional inks, to tell you the truth. July 1st, 1963, the 5-digit zip code was introduced nationwide for United States mail, Doc.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we got the zip code. Only in 1963. That's amazing. That's one of the few numbers I have memorized. Now I've got a new number. They changed the code on the security. If my phone doesn't work, I'll set the alarm off again tonight. Need to write it down. Finished up my pencils, Dan Ortega says, or no, not Ortega, Dan Orgill. Art. Finished up my pencils on my Jim Shooter homage. Hope to have it painted by the end of the month. I've got 3 commissions to squeeze into. No pressure. Yeah, this is actually a reprint comic that has a Jim Starlin cover. Very cool. Um, one of those original covers that was often put on reprints. That's one reason to buy reprinted stuff. It would have original covers that you can only find. Look at that. Look at those pencils. Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to have to do that's on my bucket list to do, Doc, is a metamorphosizing, cover where
Right.
something's changing, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Whose pencils were
That's on
those?
that was Dan Orgill
Okay.
from Dan Orgill Art. And you can find him on X from if you wish to follow him because he does put up great content. And I'll drop it there in the chat. Go follow him. He's got some awesome stuff. He's a great artist. Beautiful pencils there. Absolutely. If you can do Hulk, you got me. Yeah. So go check him out. Here's his site over there on X. He does great painted pieces. Here's Fantastic Four for his header that he's done. I think he might even sculpt. That may be a sculpted Hulk for his image there.
Might be.
Yeah, but he puts up. Hang in there. It gets worse. I need that T-shirt, Doc. Glass half full.
Yep. I'll be right back.
See what marbling there? That would make a great steak. Everyone else at the autopsy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he puts up great stuff, great content. Today I'm going to give it some. My some. Oh, yeah, I like that. No holds barred, winner takes all, king of the monsters, Godzilla versus Kong. Yeah. Eighth wonder of the world. Who will reign supreme? I got to admit, Godzilla might, probably kick King Kong's ass, but I love King Kong better. Sorry. Pencils can be work art in themselves. Yeah. When do you work, bro? I work clock in at 7. So about an hour. About an hour, my friend. I don't know where I'm going. Probably to do east side of Wynn, but not sure about that. Great Dr. Doom by Clint Kessor. Here we go. Dr. Doom. Raining here? Really? I kind of got rained on last night, Elsie. Off and on. It never got really too bad. Got about 20 minutes to quit, and I just quit. started in. Said, got about less than 15 minutes. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I quit about 17, 18 minutes before quit time. Because, I mean, why waste the chemical? There towards the end, we're going to be low on chemical. Because we try not to store that stuff through the wintertime, get rid of it. But you don't want to run dry when you need it. I hear Doc. I heard a little bump. Billy Joel's Greatest Hits Volume 1 and 2 was released 40 years ago in 1985. One of my first albums was, the first album of his that I bought, and the only album was Glass Houses, which, I recommend that album, Glass Houses. Wasn't a bad album. Alterna Comics says our in-house printing campaign closes down in 17 hours. And that was 8 hours ago. So it's about 7 hours. We just reached the first stretch goal, and we're just 12 backers away from unlocking another one. If we reach 20K, just $2,801 away, we'll be able to lock printing prices into 2027. So, okay, that's Alterna Comics. That's for Alterna Comics, So that's good. When you think you're having a bad day, I mean, just look around. You can find other things. July 1st, that are worse. July 1st, 1956, Elvis Presley appears on Steve Allen's show. TV critic John Crosby panned Elvis' performance, calling him an unspeakable, untalented, and vulgar young entertainer. And he's singing Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog to a hound dog. I think he also may have replicated that same song and, in front of a hound dog on the Ed Sullivan show later on. Well, Elvis, I think, had the last laugh. Love this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff, on Draw Show by various artists. I haven't shown any of that. Here's one.
What happened? How many? What?
Ninja Turtle artwork, new Ninja Turtle artwork, from CG Kings. They pick a theme and draw something. I never like to do that, Doc, because happy birthday to Debbie Harry today. I forgot about that. Yes, that's my dog. She's got medication. She's already, I think I might need to give her one more pill. I'm trying to think. I think I've already given her 2 pills today. Only give her 2 a day. But Deborah Harry, how do you say her last name? Blondie?
Just
look at
Harry.
that one.
Harry, just like Harry,
Her
like your
birthday
Harry,
today.
like your hairy forearms or
She
her
should
hairy
have been
back.
I do
I'm
not
kidding.
have a hairy back or forearm. She should have been a Bond girl. Look at that. She could have been a Bond girl. Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe not so much anymore.
She's
Anyway.
70-something years old, Rex. She looks better
I
than you will
know.
at 70.
No, I'm going to look young at 70.
Yeah, that's what you think.
Cross your fingers and pray to God.
You're only 40 right now and look at you.
I'm only 40 and look at me. I wish I was 40 again. No, I don't. 40s were abysmal for me, Doc. I must have went through the change of life, which they say only women go through. But you know, man, those 40s from like 43 to 47 were awful. But energy wise, I have more energy now than I've ever had. And with that lie, we'll get out of here.
Keep collecting.
It's not a lie, though. It really is true. I do have more energy in my 50s than I ever, and I'm getting ready to exit my 50s and go to 60 in November. So
Keep collecting.
yeah, he said the magic word.